We're into October 2025. We've just got back after taking a week break, taking a step back from what's been going on in the market and seeing, let the dust settle and see what's been going on. It's the best way to do it. And since then, we've had the release of Mega Evo. The market is not slowing down. Things are going just even more wild. So today we'll be looking at things regarding Mega Evo. Of course, the set's out, so we're looking at the pull rates, the most expensive cards, and also talking about Inferno X, which also came out at the same time, which is the basically Phantasmal Flames, but for the Japanese, and see what's been going on there really, and to be kind of interesting at different card prices and what has been going. Now, of course, here in the UK we have not got Mega Evo yet. I think we still got it in the next few days. I have seen some places already try and sell it, try and scalp it, and God knows what. It has been crazy with boxes I've seen selling at the scalper prices of $350 plus, which is just absolutely bonkers. And on top of that, I've also seen places going down a different route to combat scalpers and, remove the shrink wrap from items, right? They've gone, right, you know what? If you want it at retail, boom, the wrapper comes off. And if you want it at market, boom, you can have the wrapper on. And I've seen that happen as well. So, yeah, loads of stuff going on with Mega Evo. So let's dive into it. Top 10 most expensive cards. We're on TCG Player. This is an expensive set. It is. We look at $300 for the booster box. This is, of course, just for the regular one or the enhanced one. If I had a choice of the two, I'd go enhanced just because it comes with a Bulbasaur promo, pretty much for the same price. And it's kind of interesting, right? I mean, this did take a little bit of an uptick in pricing, and then it has fallen down a little bit, right? Still sat around 300. I made a video a couple of weeks ago saying that it was pretty good pickup at 280. I know it's wild to say that for a set that's so new, but I kind of feel like it's still going to be a pretty good one to get even now at 300, especially in this current market situation. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of this around either. Especially here in the UK, a lot of stores have got barely any of it. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Probably less than Destined Rivals. Then we look at what is going on in the set. Of course, you've got the new full arts, which is, in my opinion, some of the nicest full arts we've seen in a long time. I'm not a huge fan of Sword and Shield full arts. I wasn't really much of a fan of the Scarlet and Violet ones until like Journey Together and Destined, when they started changing up a little bit. But these look cool. Like, these actually look pretty cool. And on top of that, you do have the new rarity as well with the Mega Hyper Rare, which are those new gold cards. Personally, out of the gold cards, I prefer the Japanese version of them. They just look like better quality. I don't know why. The texture and everything, the look, the card just seems a lot better in Japanese than in the Mega Evo. I don't know why, it's just the way it is. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of them, but they are very, very expensive. So, most expensive cards. So I did see the Mars Shadow. I saw on TikTok, I think, talking about this card, and a lot of people pumping it up just because it had Pikachu in the artwork. And it seems like the dust has settled a little bit. Still the 10th most expensive card in the set. We did see this card go from $30 up to $90, so it tripled in value. And has now come back down, still up where it once was, but it still has trickled down a little bit. I probably expect this card to continue to fall. I just don't see it, that pump lasting very long. They tend not to last very long, but still pretty cool art though. Then we got the Mega Kangaskhan. I actually do like this one. This is one of the special illustration rares in the set. One of my favorite cards actually from the set. It looks pretty cool. We're looking at $90. This one has dropped just a little bit over the past couple of days. It's gone from around about 110, 115 down to 90, so a little bit of a drop there. Again, when the set gets opened, I do expect cards to fall. That didn't happen with a few recent sets, Prismatic prime example, Destined Rivals, and so on and so forth, where we actually saw cards start trickling up in price even though packs were getting opened. And it all depends on the pull rates, right? We'll be checking the pull rates today and seeing what's going on, right? If the pull rates are pretty good, then these cards might fall down in price. If the pull rates are pretty bad and it's going to be tough, then you could start seeing a lot of these cards start trickling back up, which is not what we want really. Mega Absol, we're looking at this one, amazing artwork. This one again has been falling from around 120 down to 90, so very, very similar to the Mega Kangaskhan, but this one is a pretty sweet. I like the simplistic artwork of that one. Then you got Lily's Determination. With full art trainers, I'm not a huge fan. They tend not to do that great in English compared to Japanese. Japanese female trainers do incredibly well, but this one has fallen quite a bit from its all-time high. Went up to around 200, and now we're looking around 165. Still pretty expensive. I do expect this one to continue to fall, maybe head towards that $100 range in the future, but yeah, it doesn't quite beat the OG on there, or even the Lily's Clefairy, in my opinion, is better. Then you got the Mega Latias, they're coming number 6. I'm not a huge fan of this artwork. I don't know why, just too much going on for me. But this one has fallen quite a hefty amount We're looking here at 250 down to 180. Still very, very expensive, especially coming at number 6. But it has fallen. That's what I said. I expect a lot of the big cards to fall in price over time. All right, top 5 now. We've got the Mega Venusaur. I love the whole lineup. As you can see here, you got the Bulbasaur, the Ivysaur, and the Venusaur. This one has been going up, so very different to all the others. This one here went up to like 220, dropped down to 200, and now back up to 230. So I think Venusaur is going to be one of the biggest cards in the set. I do. I think it's such a fantastic artwork. We've seen the Venusaur rise in 151. Look at how much that got printed. Whenever you have the OG starters, you know it's gold. You know it's good. Then we've got Mega Lucario. I like this artwork. Even though there's a lot going on, I like it because it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Charizard Heart from Brilliant Stars, where it's fighting Venusaur. I really do rate this one. This one has fallen, though, quite heavy. I mean, this one came out around about 405, and then 270, and it's just trickled and just stayed pretty much in level with itself. Again, I do expect this one to fall. All depends on just how much packs and what the pull rates are coming into this set and into this market. Then we've got the Mega Gardevoir. I actually thought this was going to be cheaper than the Lucario, but apparently not. Look at $325, so quite a big difference actually. $50 difference from the Lucario, and this one has actually bounced back a little bit. Somehow it says 145. Somehow I don't think that's true. But yeah, this one, in my opinion, is one of my favorite cards in the set. I think it looks absolutely incredible. I mean, this one, probably the Mega Kangaskhan and the Venusaur, I really do like. I mean, the Absol's okay as well, but the Gardevoir, very, very cool. I think this one will hold because the Padding Face one's doing well. Then we've got the gold one as well. Damn, look at the price of this one. This one's been going to the moon, baby. Look at this, $480, bang. It's gained $100 in value since its release. Like I said, these are probably going to be really tough to pull. We'll see anyway in a minute. But this is incredible. The artwork is, I mean, not my favorite, but the price is actually incredible of how expensive. This is only number 2. It looks like the Lucario is number 1. Let me know, guys, your thoughts down in the comments. Do you like these gold cards or not? I'm a bit torn. And we've got the Lucario at 700 smackaroonies. This thing has jumped up $150 since its release. Damn. That is very, very expensive. I know a lot of people weren't fan of the rainbows from Sword and Shield, so they cut them. But I never thought people were massive fans of gold cards. But, you know, if they make them very, very rare, I guess, then people are going to be after them. Okay, now we're going to look at the pull rates of this set as well. So let's take a look at the pull rates. So Mega Hyper Rares, if we want one of those gold cards, it's to get hold of one of them is 1 in 1,260 packs. How many booster boxes is that? So booster boxes, so we're looking at what, 1,260 packs divided by 36 for a booster box. That's 35 booster boxes. You look at 6 cases, so there's an average of 1 in every 6 cases. Damn, that's going to be hard to find. Okay, then we've got Special Illustration Rare, 1 in 101. That one is a little bit tougher compared to a lot of other sets we saw in Scarlet and Violet era. For a specific one is 1 in 1008. Good lord, that is so many packs. So 1008 divided by 36. How many booster boxes? 28. So for a specific one, you need to open 28 booster boxes. To get just one in particular, you're looking about, what, 3? So basically two a case. 2 SARs a case. And it's whether or not you're going to get the one you want. Okay. We've got illustration rares, 1 in 9 for any one of them. That's not too bad. That's actually pretty good pull rate actually for an illustration rare. And then specific ones, 202. And then we got the full arts, 1 in 12. I think that's probably better than the previous sets. And then 1 in 267. And then for a double rare, so regular EX, you're looking at every 1 in 5. So on average, you're looking at what? You're looking at 7 EXs per box, regular EXs per box. You're looking at 3 full arts per box. That's 10 hits. And then illustration rares, you're looking at about 4. 3 to 4. Let's say 4. Okay, and let's say you didn't get any SIRs and you didn't get any megas. You're getting around about 13 to 14 hits per box. Not too bad. It's a decent amount of hits, but it's those top heavy. It's really difficult. They've made that, especially those golds, very, very difficult. Secret rare hit rate 19%. That one is just, that's tough. You know what I mean? Like, that is actually super duper tough. So those pull rates for Mega Evo, very difficult. Now I can see why. I honestly think that the cards will hold a lot of their value, especially those top end ones, those SIRs, the golds will hold quite well. If we don't get enough volume packs, it can be so difficult to find them. Interesting. Okay, on to Inferno X. Of course, this is going into Phantasmal Flames. let's see about this one indeed. So of course we've got the booster box here, 135 a box. Wowza, that's pretty pricey. Let me know, guys, down in the comments, for anybody over in the US that gets hold of Japanese products, have the tariffs impacted the overall cost of Japanese products for you? Like, to get them in, has it impacted it? How much has it been? How much has it been increased by? Because over here, Inferno X, you're probably looking around about 100, I think, roughly, give or take, depending on where you look. Probably about 100 a box. So yeah, bit of a weird one, that, and that includes taxes as well, 100. So yeah, it's kind of a weird one. Direct from Japan is obviously cheaper, but so the most expensive cards in Inferno X, we've got the Piplup illustration rare, which is absolutely adorable, coming in at $19, has dropped from 22. I like that. It looks super adorable, and I'm here for it. Rotom, not a fan of Rotom. This to me is just pretty lame. We're looking around about $30 for this one. Then we got the Mega Lopunny. Again, this is kind of cool. I do like this one. Very colorful, quite nice. $47. We trickle down a little bit. And in all honesty, I think it's a pretty good one. And don't forget, it's a Japanese set. So when we start seeing cards at $50 already, is quite impressive. Then we've got the Mega Sharpedo. I have actually seen this one. This one's pretty cool and looks really nice in the foiling as well. This one's dropped a little bit since its release. We've got Dawn coming in. So of course the Japanese tax for full art trainers at $46. That'll be worth like 10 when it comes to the English. Mega Charizard. I actually seen this in person recently. It looks incredible for a full art. Probably one of the nicest full arts I've seen in a very, very long time. But this one has it's dropped down a bit, but still $83, which is a lot of money, an incredible amount of money. Oricorio with the birdie coming in at number 4, $120 already, and we're on number 4. This is a Japanese set, guys. We're not talking about English. This is Japanese. This is next level stuff, and yeah, pretty crazy artwork. Then we've got Dawn coming in again, making a return. So this one's actually technically cheaper than the birdie. But this one's falling. Again, when it goes English, probably won't be that expensive. Of course, the Mega Charizard EX SIR. Incredible. I actually think this is probably my favorite Charizard artwork ever. Probably up there, right? For me, it's got to be up there. I really like the VMAXs from the Sword and Shield era. And also I like the VR art from Brilliant Stars. But this might take the crown. I've seen it in person. It is in Japanese. It is incredible. Like, it just looks so cool. Look at that price, though. $700. This thing's jumped up massively, jumped up over nearly $100 already. The thing is, over here in the UK, this was about $550, I think, already. I do expect it to go down with more of this being opened. Honestly, the fact it shows the whole Charizard lineup and everything, absolutely spot on. And then, of course, to finish it off, we've got the gold. We looked at the English gold, the Lucario, and the Mega Gardevoir. This one is fetching an insane price point. We're looking at nearly $1,000 for this, raw in Japanese. So guys, I want to know your comments. Let me know. Where do you think this will be when it comes in English? How much do you reckon? Raw. I'm thinking over 1K. I think I can see probably be a 1 to 1.2K raw. And then in a graded 10, I don't know, maybe 2.5, 3K probably. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I think it's going to be super difficult to get hold of when Phantasmal Flames drop. But me, personally, this is the card I want. This is the one I want. I'm not a fan of this. This looks incredible. We have it, guys. We have Mega Evolutions and, of course, Inferno X released. Have you opened up either of these sets? What are your thoughts and opinions on both of these? Do you think these are going to be home run? Do you reckon it's worth picking up? Single card price at the moment. Probably hold fire of some of the top ones. They may dip a little bit. We may see what happened with a lot of sets where they dip a little bit, and then when it starts to become scarce, not many people open it, then we're going to start to see the prices rise even more. So if you're here in the UK, wait, because the set's not even out yet. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. For me, I don't know whether or not I'm going to be opening up. I've only got a couple of booster boxes. I've only got a couple of VTBs. I don't have a lot of Mega Evo. If I can get the odd pack here and there, I'll open it at retail and have some fun. But outside of that, yeah, it's not really going to be worth it. That is it from me, guys, in today's video. If you watch more Pokemon content, make sure to click the video on screen. And of course, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You guys are legends, and I'll see you in the next one.